The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of
crackhead camera angles and terrible editing.
So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. We're talking Guy Ritchie's King Arthur movie, and I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader's here. What's up, dude?
Not too much, man. These I watched this thing yesterday. Took me all day.
Really?
All day. Like, I kept leaving and coming back. It's like, I don't know what's going on. It's just like, there's giant fucking elephants and shit. And then there's
a heist movie in the middle of it.
There's a heist movie. And it's like, there's people in London from like all corners of the planet. It's weird, man.
No, it's not London. It's
Londinium.
Londinium.
Okay. And there's
Which I think is a color.
And where the fuck is Merlin? All right, I don't even know what I'm watching. Guy Ritchie went on a fucking bender before he made this pile of shit. I don't know, man. This thing is it's weird. I don't even know what else to say.
Jude is also here.
I concur.
You guys gonna be the side of the table over here? All right, gotcha. Kadish is also here. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, so this week the theme is good directors, bad movies. And I fought tooth and nail not to watch this movie, but Matt Vader, 74, fucking insisted that we watch this movie.
Don't give him credit.
And when he texted us about how bad it was, I was like, didn't I fucking warn you?
And we're all like, that's the point of the week.
Yeah. All week we've been texting each other, fuck, these movies suck. And we're like, that's the whole point of the week.
That's the theme.
That's the theme
of the week.
Embrace the suck.
I am so tired of listening to you guys bitch about the thing that you did. You did this.
Do we need to make a separate group chat without you in
it? Maybe. I already have it silenced, so I'm not getting a message or an alert every 4 seconds. I'll pick up my phone. I have like 79 messages. I'm like, it's been 5 fucking minutes, you bunch of girls chatting at each other.
Oh my God, guys, what are we going to talk about next?
But Guy Ritchie would not be my first choice to direct an Arthurian epic. I think that he pitched it as basically Lord of the Rings meets Snatch. Yeah. And that's exactly what we got.
That's it.
That's accurate.
Fuck
that's very good.
Yep.
I feel like this movie could have been good if somebody else had directed it.
Well, we'll get into it because there's a couple of things I have to say that I'm like, this movie could have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Could have been.
But it wasn't.
No.
So, welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you guys want to support what we do here at the podcast, head over to saltynerdclub.com. It's only $5 a month. You guys get access to 4 exclusive podcasts every single month. And for this month that we are doing for our club members is Star Trek, the original series. And it's probably one of our favorite months ever. We've been having so much fun talking about the classic Star Trek episodes. So if you want to get in on that, head over to saltynerdclub.com. Help support us and what we do here at the podcast. Times are tough right now. We really know that, but we love what we do and we love providing entertainment for you guys, and we need your support. So head over to saltynerdclub.com. All right, Jude, take it away.
I just want to say.
Yeah, what's up?
As much fun as Doctor Who was for the Patreon episodes, this month already is off to a great start. Like, it's so much fun. I think this might be my favorite week.
Salt vampires.
Yeah, but that's because Doctor Who kind of sucks. And Star Trek doesn't.
Shots fired. Canceled.
We're going to fight by the end of the day. I'm tired of you.
It's no Red Dwarf. It's no Red Dwarf.
Angry Red Planet?
No, Red Dwarf.
What's that?
It's the better BBC show.
Oh, is that the one with... Oh, I remember you sent me a trailer for that. And I was like, what is this? All right, anyway. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
All right, sir.
Take it away.
2017, King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 2 hours, 6 minutes. This was directed by Guy Ritchie and had a budget of $175 million.
Damn,
wow.
What do you think this brought into the box office?
I think it flopped, didn't it? I don't know, 100 million.
Okay.
Flat.
I don't know, man. Judging by the monkey movie we watched this week,
$300 million.
What was the budget for this?
175.
$550 million.
All right. This movie had a box office of $148 million.
Flop.
So didn't quite do it.
Yeah, apparently this movie, with like all the marketing and stuff factored in, cost Warner Brothers $150 million. They lost that much money on it.
Ouch.
And that's one of the reasons why it never got a sequel.
Yep.
Also,
Thank
it's
God.
terrible.
Yeah.
Is the other reason it probably
doesn't
didn't
know
get
what
a
it
sequel.
is.
I was like, why would this thing want a sequel?
It's a confused person.
Well, originally they were going to do a King Arthur cinematic universe. There were 6 films planned.
Oh, Jesus.
Each film was going to focus on a different character. So like the second film would have been Lancelot, then the third film would have been Merlin, and so on and so forth, leading up to a 6th film where all the characters come together as Knights of the Round Table and have like a big adventure type thing.
That sounds like fun. But
That was the plan.
Guy Ritchie's not the one to do it. All right,
Agreed.
Jude, take it away. What's the synopsis?
All right. Robbed of his birthright, Jack's teller comes up in the back alleys of the streets of Londinium by whatever means necessary. He fights, steals, manages the finances of a brothel, and is a friend to all the other poor slobs of Londinium. He's a big fish in a putrid pond, fighting Vikings for the honor of the prostitute's wages. He's managed to stay under the radar of the usurper king, Uncle Jude Law, for most of his life. But once he pulls Excalibur from the stone corpse of his dead father, King Uther, he becomes the target of the people, the mages, and Peter Baelish to save the kingdom from Vortigern's tyranny.
I like George.
The first 10 minutes of this movie is fucking awesome.
Oh, that
Yeah.
montage?
Dude, not
That's
even the
good
montage.
stuff.
No, the part where the battle with the elephants.
Yeah.
You mean where Eric Bananas takes his sword and like kills like the evil wizards?
Yes, I was in, dude.
How tall were those elephants?
I don't know, huge.
They were
I
like
don't know.
100 feet tall.
They were elephants.
Oliphants from Lord of the Rings.
Oliphants.
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 Timothy Oliphant's over there with a stick.
Brought
no,
to you
but
by Timothy Oliphant.
right, like that whole opening sequence. Like I had never seen this movie before. It's the first watch for me,
Yeah,
so
me
I had
too.
no idea what to expect. I was just like,
didn't
Guy Ritchie. I fucking love Guy Ritchie movies. King Arthur. Fuck yeah, this sounds cool. First 10 minutes, I was like, this is freaking awesome. Like giant elephants freaking crashing through shit. And then the king comes out and he's badass and he's like, I'll take care of this myself. Fuck this. He pulls his fucking Excalibur out and he goes at it.
Kills his horse, by the way.
Yeah, he kills his horse. He jumps. He's running.
That was some bullshit.
And he's like, I'm gonna jump over this chasm and land on the freaking elephant, and fuck the horse. He just leaves the horse go.
Not cool, man.
That was funny. But he goes in there and he's like killing all the freaking bad guys, and he goes up against the dude. And he's like sitting there with his freaking chair, and his eyes are all flaming, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And then it completely shifts gears
Yeah.
to full Guy Ritchie, weird montages.
Oh,
and-
it goes straight into the no wait. So he goes down into the Squid Girl's lair and he
kills his wife.
kills his wife, and then Arthur
Yeah.
escapes because he's like 4 or something, right?
Yeah. And that's all part of the opening
And then
sequence.
we immediately go into the crackhead montage scene of him growing up on
Yeah,
the mean
the
streets of
growing up
Londinium or
Yeah,
whatever.
Londinium.
I didn't hate the montage.
I like the montage, but
all I heard was montage.
Yeah.
It's a montage. Yeah, it
but
was
if,
just
like, if you're gonna go like, okay, we don't have time to spend watching this kid grow up and justify why he's a badass, so we're just gonna real quickly show you why he's a badass. I got that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was on board.
Yeah, I was on board for that.
Charlie Hunnam and his fucking 4% body fat.
yeah, he's got
Freaking
kid's
jacked.
got some street smarts.
Yeah.
It's like not only is he like one of the most like genuinely like good looking men on the planet, like he's got like no body fat whatsoever.
Looks good, man.
Katie's-
What's that guy's
Katie's
name?
just thirsty for him.
Alexander Skarsgård, I think.
I'm more jealous actually.
George jealous. Alexander Skarsgård from The Northman. That dude's fucking jacked too.
Yeah.
He was good looking in that movie.
I mean, these are all people you love to look at, but you would never want to hang out with.
Oh, well,
Sounds like a lot of work.
well, it was funny because when he was auditioning for the role, so there were actually 2 other actors up for the part of King Arthur in this movie. The first was Superman himself, Henry Cavill,
Oof.
and the second one was Jai Courtney. So bullet dodge there.
Mm.
But Charlie Hunnam was coming off the final season of Sons of Anarchy, and for that season, like he like dropped a lot of weight, and so like he was like very small.
He's
and
like, I would love to be able to just use my regular accent.
well, Guy Ritchie, you know, when he was auditioning for him, he was like, man, like, you know, like you're not very big, like you're not very muscular, I don't think. And Charlie Hunnam's like, dude, I can get in shape, you know, like that's the thing. And Guy Ritchie's still like, I'm on the fence. I don't think like, you know, you have the right look. And he's like, so is it just the look that like, you know, is holding you back from casting me? And Guy Ritchie was like, yeah. And he's like, tell you what, why don't you put me in a room with Henry Cavill and Jai Courtney and see who walks out of there at the end of the day. And you know, Guy Ritchie was like, I like the cut of your jib, kid. You're hired.
Damn, that's dope. I like that. So Like if this movie was just all of like the first 15 minutes and that was just the whole thing we got, I would fucking love this movie. It's weird, it's creepy, it's got like really dark tones, it's got mythical shit going on, it's got really great graphics and fun characters. I'm like, yeah, this movie sounds freaking awesome. But then a huge chunk right smack in the middle of this movie is a straight Guy Ritchie heist movie.
Bizarre.
And it doesn't fit.
And
I'm like, these are two different movies.
Yeah.
You've got a medieval, smarmy, street smart heist movie in the middle of your Arthurian freaking awesome legend mythology movie. And the two don't jive together at all.
There's things in this movie that just threw me for a loop. First off, Littlefinger's in this thing, and all I see is Littlefinger shooting a bow.
You mean Goose Fat Bill?
Yeah, whatever. No, it's Littlefinger. And every time he opens his mouth, all I heard was Littlefinger.
Like he's just plays himself in everything. Because I
was like, you can't trust this guy.
Yeah, I was like, he's going to turn on you.
Yeah.
He's going to turn on you.
Well, he does, doesn't he? He does turn on them, or he does something.
He ends up getting knighted at the end with the other Sir people we've never heard of before.
Ramsay Bolton was in this movie too.
Yeah, a bunch of Game of Thrones cameos.
But the thing.
Wait, not Ramsay.
Roose
Bolton.
Bolton.
The thing that threw me in this movie, and it just really messes me up, is every time they do an exposition dump, they're doing these weird cuts and edits, and they're going forward in time and backward in time. And then he's telling the story. Then they go backward in time and forward in time, and it's like I don't know what's going on.
That's very,
and it was so distracting. It literally took me 3 hours to get through that 30-minute section of the movie.
This movie is like a textbook example of like how not to pace a movie. Because the pacing of the movie is all over the place. Originally, Guy Ritchie's original cut was like 3.5 hours long. And this is one of those movies where I think it could have benefited from going the Zack Snyder route of just like, being bloated and overblown and like whatever. But he had to cut it down to like about 2 hours. And so part of the pacing issues is like he had to basically create these montages to explain shit that like he had to cut out. And this movie gives me motion sickness and whipflash because, like sprinkled throughout the movie, there are these like bits where like they're explaining what's happening and then they're cutting back and forth between like the events that they're talking about. And it's so out of place. It like ramps up and then it slows way down, then it ramps up again and it slows way down. And you just get exhausted watching this movie because of it.
Yeah. Great example is like, there's a scene in this movie where they talk about how in order to become King Arthur and to utilize Excalibur the way he's supposed to, the way he's meant to, he has to go on this like walkabout. He has to go on this journey. And he
has to go to the Darklands.
Yeah, he has to go to the Darklands or some shit.
He has to go spend 40 days and 40 nights in the desert or whatever.
I'm like, they cut through that so quickly, and I'm like, that's the coolest fucking part of the movie. Like he goes in this underground, there's fucking rodents of unusual size. You could have had freaking
that's a weird snake.
Princess
ROUSs?
Yeah.
I don't think they exist.
You could have had that kind of shit going on. And he literally fights giant rats. And then he fights a giant bat. But it's all just like freaking quick cuts and whatever. And it's got exposition like over top of it. And I'm like, slow the fuck down and let us enjoy this amazing mythological adventure. Like you're skipping over the best parts and you're instead focusing on this goofy freaking heist. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't fit in the movie. I was so irritated because this movie has these gems. And I'm like, this would be freaking awesome if they just let it breathe.
There's a lot of stuff in this movie that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it was just so weirdly put together and paced. It was just strange. It's like the mage chick when she's warging into the animals.
Yeah.
I love that.
I did too.
But, again, I'm going, oh, Game of Thrones. Okay. But, it was just cool how they did it, but there was just.
Where did the giant snake come from?
I have no idea. I was just going to ask. This giant mountain-sized snake
was huge.
I couldn't tell. This is where the movie loses me. I couldn't tell if that was just allegory for something or if it was real.
I thought it was real.
Was it a fever dream or was Guy Ritchie just trying to show us something? I don't get it.
Real.
Yeah, it was a real snake. They didn't set that up at all. Like the mage lady wasn't like, oh, by the way, you're gonna sneak in there and then I'm gonna follow you in a giant snake body.
But right before that, she had that other snake bite him on the neck. So I was trying to figure out
that was so that the big snake wouldn't attack him because he had the venom in his veins.
Oh, okay. Well, they could have explained that a little better.
I had no idea.
But it was very strange, and it just.
Well, also the mage lady. So, like, first of all, one of the weird choices for this movie was they didn't include Merlin, they didn't include Lancelot, they didn't include.
I didn't need that
a lot
girl
of that.
at all.
Well, she was supposed to be Guinevere originally, but as they were shooting the movie, Guy Ritchie was like, this doesn't work. We're just going to make her a generic mage.
Guinevere is a witch.
Yeah.
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
So many Princess Bride references already.
I really enjoyed the octopus people.
Oh, the sirens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Was the main one supposed to be Ursula?
The fat one?
Yeah.
Like there's a fat one and then there's two pretty ones.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Pretty
Okay.
ones?
Yeah.
They weren't pretty.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, none of
They
them
were
were
prettier than Ursula.
they were gross. That just didn't work for me.
But that was another really cool element to this movie that I felt like didn't get played up enough is like this really dark magic side of things where like this jealous, who was Jude Law in this movie? Was he the brother?
Yeah,
Yes.
he was Uther Pendragon's brother.
Okay.
Vortigern.
Which is another weird kind of change from the legend because originally, like, it was Arthur's bastard son, Mordred, who kind of rose up and ended up killing him. But in this movie, Uther kills the mage Mordred at the very beginning, and he was the one who was kind of in league with Uther's brother. And so, like, they kind of one of the interesting things about the making of this script was that they'd been trying to develop a King Arthur movie for like quite some time, and they had like dozens of scripts. And so, like, this movie is actually like a patchwork combination of elements from all these other scripts that were just kind of put together and be like, hey, this looks kind of cool.
It's so convoluted.
It really is. And it's overly bloated and it really needed to be streamlined a little bit more. There's so many odd creative choices in this movie. Like every character speaks in like a East London accent as opposed to like actual, like, time appropriate languaging.
Londinium.
Yeah. and like there's like an Asian martial arts master named George.
Yes. I fucking love George. He was so
like
cool.
George.
But his name's George.
That's okay.
like everyone in this movie has like a nickname, like Goose
That's
Fat
a very
Bill and stuff like that.
That's a very Guy Ritchie thing.
Yeah. And like the weird blend of like modern Guy Ritchie crime movies with like Arthurian epic legend, just like was like it
didn't fit.
work.
It didn't fit.
It's very strange.
Like this has got a good movie in there somewhere. It just needed to be directed by somebody
I
else.
feel like they should have taken out all of the King Arthur lore and just made a creepy heist movie.
Yeah, could have done that.
Yeah.
An assassination movie.
Yeah.
Or taking out
The
the
bullshit.
weird heist stuff and
Give
made
us
a
a
good
cool-
King Arthur movie.
Or take that shit completely out and give us a King Arthur movie. Like the combination of both of them, it didn't work. It was really hard to follow and it was boring.
Yeah, there are two times in this movie where basically Arthur harnesses the power of Excalibur. And it's such a complete like overpowered thing where like, the first time like it's like in this like weird dust storm / hurricane that just happens to miss all of his friends and take out like all the bad guys. And every time I'm watching this thing and it's so blatantly CGI that it looks cool, but at the same time you're just kind of like, what the hell is going on?
I thought every time he like activated his superpower sword, I was watching a superhero movie.
Yeah,
It's like,
basically.
because he
like-
takes it and he wins two hands on it. It immediately goes into superpower mode. It lights up like a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And it shakes.
He basically, from what I understood, like
it's
watching it, I think what it does is it slows
Yeah.
time down for him.
Right.
And he can go around and kill everybody,
It turns him into a superhero.
which is, like,
And
correct me if I'm wrong,
and
but
the sword takes over.
yeah,
The sword takes him over and it just
because his eyes glow and shit
fucks
like that.
everybody up. Yeah. All the bad guys.
In Legend, if you hold Excalibur, you're like untouchable, right? Like nothing can harm you. Is that
so in the original Arthurian legend, whoever wields Excalibur cannot be killed.
right?
So basically, you're kind of like immune, even though it's not like if you get stabbed by a sword, you're gonna die. But it's just that Excalibur makes it so like you can't get hit by an arrow or stabbed by a sword or anything like that while you're wielding it, because like for whatever reason you are either lucky or like you can deflect stuff or like what have you. So like that was like the original power. It wasn't something where you could like shoot a laser from its hilt or something like that.
That would have been dope.
I think they kind of did that. He just turns into a gun.
I honestly just kept wanting like the Deep from The Boys to like walk into that cave and be like, "Hey, what's up, girls?"
That's a reference. Holy shit. Hero-gasm all up in there.
Oh man, he would have been all over that.
Yeah, you're gonna jerk me off with all 8 of your legs.
He's like foursome.
Freaking The Boys.
Dude, I love the Deep.
The Deep is hilarious. It's much more interesting than this movie. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, so
do you
there's
guys
like an assassination plot right in the middle of this movie where like
Yeah.
they're trying to kill
Didn't need
Jude
it.
Law.
Yeah, I didn't need it.
And for some reason, Goose Fat Bill just like they're like, it's a trap, don't do it. And he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
He's like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the part where I thought he betrayed them, where they're like, don't do it, it's a trap. You're gonna spring us, and it ends up like killing one of his
And then,
team members.
What's that girl, Maggie or whatever? I'm like, you literally just got Maggie killed.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like the Peter Baelish thing that I saw when I was like, oh, he did.
She's been double agenting.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm doing this. She's been double agenting between Jude Law's team and the rebels or whatever, and like feeding them information. And like literally, Jude Law is onto her, and he's like, okay, if I get an assassination attempt, I know it's her.
Mhm.
And he does. So he's like, yeah, who's this bitch?
yeah, it's this bitch.
Fucking Peter Baelish.
Baelish. God damn it.
Yeah, and that leads into like the whole like chase scene throughout Londinium,
We'll get to
culminating in the kung fu school.
We'll get there. We'll get there in a second. We'll get
Don't
there in a
need
second.
any of that.
We're gonna take a break real quick, and we'll be right back. We're gonna talk about the Kung Fu School in the middle of London. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you guys want to support what we do here and you like what we do and you like listening to us and you'd like to wear some of our merch, go to saltynerdstore.com and you can buy some of our t-shirts. We got a bunch of designs there. My favorite, personal favorite, is the one I'm wearing right now. It's the official logo. Vader's wearing it as well. You guys can catch that online. And don't forget to type in Salty in the promo code area or in the checkout area and you get 10% off. So it'll help you out a little bit. And we love seeing pictures. So if you guys get the shirt and you're wearing it, send us a selfie or whatever. We'll post it up there on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, shout you out and say thank you.
I feel like we all should have worn the One Star Crap Fest shirts today.
That would have been appropriate. Yeah. All right. So we get
Kung Fu school.
Kung Fu School.
In ancient London.
I will say one thing.
Taught by George.
I love George. George is a fucking cool character, but it makes no sense
That's
whatsoever.
what he just sits there and looks cool.
Well, what's
That's all
funny
he does.
is,
But he-
like if you've ever seen Netflix's Marco Polo, that same actor plays like a blind kung fu master in that movie as well.
Mm.
And so like he was basically just playing the exact same role in this one, except his name was George.
I'm gonna love him and squeeze him and call him George.
Which way did he go?
Which way did it go,
Hey,
George?
George.
Which way did it go?
What's it doing, George?
It's just, man, this movie is so goofy. But like Jude Law's character, like the fucking weird dark magic shit that he's using is super cool. Like he goes down there, in order to gain power, he kills his wife and
He has to kill someone he loves.
yeah, bleeds her out into the water underneath the castle and like sacrifices her to these sirens, and then he gets power. And like later on, I guess he needs to do it again, so he kills his fucking daughter.
Yeah.
And he like shanks her while he's like, "I love you so much." He gives her a hug and then shanks her in the gut, and then he's like,
And
credit
he's
to
gonna
Jude.
take her down to those caves.
Yeah,
too.
he's carrying her down there, and credit to Jude Law because he performs his thing. Oh my god!
Actually worked on his daughter when I worked in the spa.
Really? Oh, it wasn't the same chick in this movie, was it? Okay.
She was little.
So like there's elements of this movie that could have been really freaking cool, and they just didn't hammer down on it, and Guy Ritchie went too far to the Guy Ritchie side.
He goes too far.
He goes too far. He went too Guy Ritchie.
The Guy Ritchie elves. He's gone too far.
Which, usually it's fine.
Yeah. When
But
it's
just not here.
when it's a Guy Ritchie movie
Yeah.
and you know what you're getting into, you're like, I'm
Absolutely.
in for the ride. Like The Gentleman with McConaughey. Like
I love those
I
movies.
fucking love those movies. Snatch is a great movie.
Lock, Stock, and Two
Two
Smoking,
Smoking Barrels. Awesome
Yeah.
movie. He just didn't work with this one, man.
Just not, lock swords and two smoking
Muskets.
cannons. I don't know, whatever. Two smoking wizard wands.
I will say, like the actor. What's the guy's actor's name? Charlie Hunnam. He's a
Yeah.
great Arthur. I
He
think
was fine.
Yeah, he did great. I think he had some suave. He had
What's
some.
What's some stuff in this movie that was good?
Hey,
Give
there
me
were
some-
a bunch of Vikings in this movie.
The
Vikings?
Oh, I like
Yeah.
the
Look,
Vikings.
Here's the thing. Every dude looks better with a long beard, long hair, and braids. Every dude.
It is known.
I have an issue with the Viking though, and I caught this. And
He's
I'm not,
kind of a pussy.
No, it's not that. It's not that. Well, maybe yes, but there was a moment, and I think it might have been an editing issue. But did you guys remember when they first introduced the Vikings? King Arthur goes down there and he cuts off the dude's braid. Right?
Oh man.
Remember he did that?
Yeah.
It's his beard braid.
Was it his beard braid? Oh, okay. I thought it was. I thought it was his back braid because he showed up in the next scene. He had his braid back, but it was his beard. Okay, I made a mistake then. Never mind. What's good?
Yeah, give me some stuff that you liked about this movie.
The first 10 minutes were fucking awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Really freaking cool. the montage going through the dark world where he's like fighting bats and shit like that. Montage. That was cool. Jude Law's like black magic shit was cool. I like that. I liked how he turned into like freaking Hades or whatever.
So that was who was the big bad? Was that him at the end?
That was him.
That was Jude Law.
Yeah.
In the armor, like the Death Dealer looking
with the
shit.
weird. Yeah, looks like a metal band. Yeah, that was Jude Law. But I guess he changed his appearance or something. Like he turns into a.
It's his avatar.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It's very strange.
I didn't understand why they did that,
It's
but
kind of like a video game movie.
it did. Yeah, it did feel like a video
it felt
game.
very much like a video game movie.
The third act, the ending.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, the other thing I liked, and this because I'd never seen this before, so I wasn't expecting this, but the sword being in the stone and the stone turning out to actually be his father.
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought that was freaking cool because I'd never thought about that before.
I
I'm
was
like,
like, gross.
no, it's freaking cool. Like his
No.
dad
He had to pull it out of the stone. Turns out that's your dad.
Yeah, I thought that had some good meaning to it.
What about David Beckham's cameo?
Oh
Random cameo?
God, David Beckham.
Oh, wasn't he like a he's like a
He's like
guard
part
or
of the
something,
guard,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, he was a palace
Boy,
guard.
you cunt! You better pull that sword.
Yeah, he was a palace guard named Trigger, and he was there when Charlie Hunnam first pulls the sword from the stone.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oi, pull it out!" Yeah.
Trigger McGavin. Pew, pew, pew.
It's like, get it up there, fail, get your stamp, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Okay, I remember him. All right. You guys want to do final thoughts?
I just looked through all of Guy Ritchie's movies, and there's not a single one that I like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not
Yeah,
a guy.
Jude's not a Guy Ritchie fan.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Like
He's a cunt.
he's definitely made like his share of bad movies, but like overall, like when he sticks to like his lane, which is like the kind of like London crime drama stuff, like I really liked Wrath of Man. I sort of liked The Gentleman. I didn't think it was his best, but like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch are both like classics in my book. So like he can do stuff, but then like when he works with Madonna, it's just like, come on.
I think they're done.
All right, let's do final thoughts. Vader, give it a rating. Do you have a favorite moment?
I like the beginning, like you said. I kind of like the video game fight at the end, the big climax. Just it's very metal. But they needed like a heavy metal soundtrack.
They did. Do you remember
It
in
would've made it
Call the Conqueror when they had the heavy metal soundtrack over the
No,
beginning?
I mean this needed like some like dark black death metal going on with it. Yeah.
Okay.
It would have made it at least more bearable for me. Not a good movie, man. I think I'm just gonna stay at 2.
Okay.
It's not a 1-star crap fest because there was some stuff that I kind of liked about it, but like I said, it's not. But mostly it's bad. It's just like I said, it took me all day to get through yesterday. I did not enjoy most of it. I was confused. 2 stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 stars. Jude, how about you?
This movie was a chore to get through. It's the longest one that we watched this week. And the infuriating part is that it could have been great. It's too dark to be PG-13, and it's not dark enough to be rated R. And it's somewhere in the middle of this fucking wasteland of a movie, and that's exactly where this movie needs to be, is in a fucking wasteland. I hated it. I will never watch it again. I love King Arthur and medieval times and I love dark and creepy. And this wasn't either. It was just annoying. It was really annoying because it didn't pick a lane. And it was boring and it was too long. Could have been great, which is really what pisses me off. So I'm not going to give it a 1 star, but I'm going to give it like 1.5.
Okay.
Fucking montages.
Okay. Katie, how about you?
All right, so I remember when this movie first came out, I was very excited to see it because I do like Guy Ritchie movies, and I got physically nauseous watching this movie for the first time. And part of that was just like, I wasn't kidding when I said like this movie gives me whipflash, motion sickness, because like it's just so all over the place, and I was worried having to watch it again that I was going to get nauseous again watching it. Luckily, I didn't, but I think that's because I knew what to expect from it. It's not a good movie. Like at all. I'm going to say that this is without a doubt a 1-star crap fest as well. I did not like this movie at all. I don't think it has any redeeming qualities to it. I mean, like visually, like it's cool, but you can say that about every Guy Ritchie movie. The story itself is almost insulting to people who know and like the legend of Arthur and like that time period and stuff like that. I would have rather he just like, make his own, unique kind of like fantasy story as opposed to like, co-opting the King Arthur thing.
Yeah.
But, this is another example of like, Zack Snyder style poor planning of a film where like if you have to basically cut out, like an hour and a half worth of screen time in order to deliver a finished product that doesn't make any sense, you messed up somewhere along the line. So like, I don't think this is a very good movie.
Yeah, I feel like if you take out just pulling the sword out of the stone in the final scene where he's like, it's a round table, this isn't even a King Arthur movie.
I mean, except for his name being Arthur.
I mean,
There's no Guinevere.
Arthur.
No Guinevere.
Yeah.
There's no Merlin.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a training montage where he goes to a kung fu school.
Yeah.
And learns the Eastern art of self-defense.
Thank God.
So what did you give it for a rating?
1-star crap.
1-star Craft Fest. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna give it the highest rating this week because it was out of all 3 movies that we watched this week. This is the one that I didn't hate the most.
You hated it the least?
Hated it the least. It's not good.
High praise.
It's not good, but it had more of what I liked than it didn't.
Okay.
Sure. 2 stars for me. Probably not gonna watch it again. Probably wouldn't suggest watching it because it kind of
I would judge you if you watched it again.
It's my first watch. Yeah, that's it. 2 stars for me. Okay, guys, that's it for the podcast. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Next week, or not next week, next couple of days or so, the episode will drop. We're talking about the mythical lost episode of Indiana Jones that doesn't exist in our universe.
Apparently, there's a movie called
Don't say its word. Don't say its name. You're not allowed to say its name.
Smith
Shh.
and the Diamond Brain Bone.
All right,
Cleveland
guys.
Smith and the Diamond Brain Bone. I watched that movie. Yeah.
Actually, sounds great. Put it on the list. We're making that too.
Sounds fucking hilarious.
Cleveland Smith.
Brain bone.
Oh, that Cleveland Smith.
We named the dog Cleveland. What are you talking about?
All right, guys, that's it for the podcast. Vader, where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at Matt Vader 74 on the social medias, the Twitter, the YouTubes, the
I'm sorry.
Instas, the things. Cleveland Smith and the Diamond Brain Bone. All right, let's go.
That's so funny.
Jude, where can they find you?
Funnily enough, Kadish and I will be in Cleveland next week. You can find me at I am Juju on Instagram and on TikTok.
Kadish, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish. Kadishbooks.com takes you to our Amazon page. And please sign up for our newsletter at saltylist.com. We send out a newsletter every Monday giving you guys updates about the shows and what we're doing in the future and all that fun stuff. So if you like to keep updated and get our show notes and stuff like that, sign up for our newsletter. It's good.
And we have a P.O. box.
That's right.
If you have stamps, send us your weird shit.
It's in the description down below.
Yeah, if you have a screenplay entitled Cleveland Smith and the Diamond Brain Bone,
Send
We'd
that
like to read
shit over.
All right, folks. Thank you guys for watching. Comment below. Stay salty, my friends.